Hey everyone, it's Amir Darzi here. Today I want to show you my arrangement of how to play Get Back by the Beatles. Really cool song, great movie. And I thought for this one I'd show you, because most of you probably have seen our cover, so I think I'll show you the sections of each part in the cover and then break it down for you. And I think it would be more efficient like that. So let's get started. Basically I'm in standard tuning. And I play the song with a pick, but I do incorporate the fingers at certain points, and I will point it out, okay, for you guys, just so you know. Let's start with the intro. So what I did there is I bar an A chord, okay, not a full one, just a, because I want the A open, and the rhythm just like that, up and down, and it's a bit muted. Okay, so basically you build it up slowly, you know, like in the song, and then you reach to the point where the keyboard is doing so it's just hammer on, okay, on the G string from the 5th to the 6th, so from minor to major, and then you finish on a high A note, and then G, D. And I play it here. So I play it here. It's basically the D string on the 9th fret, the G string on the 7th fret, and middle finger here on the B string on the 8th fret. Okay, and sometimes I'll put the pinky for a full G. But you can play just the 3. So, and then I bar these 3 for the D. The D, G, and B string on the 7th fret, okay? And you can add this or don't add it. Add the F sharp to it on the 9th fret on the A string. So, and then the song starts. Then we get to the first verse. Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew he couldn't last. Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona, for some California grass. So for the first verse, what I did, basically you alternate from A to D in a bluesy vibe, like a rock and roll Chuck Berry kind of style, you know. So, and you alternate with the pinky. Okay. And I concentrate on the 3 low strings. Same thing on the D, and then the John Lennon lick. Basically, I just slide from the 9th fret to the 11th fret on the G string. So with the middle finger you can start doing it. So then go down to the B string on the 10th fret, then 12th fret on the B string, and then bend, and then with the pinky on the high E. Okay, and then just let it go. So you let the bend go. So these 2 notes, yeah, the B on the 10th fret, and you end on the G string on the 11th fret. So, and then you go back to another round. So, and I like to do the open thing, like just the open E. Then the second time, again. Then you enter the chorus. All right.
Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Jojo.
For the chorus, what I did there, so you end like here, like I said. Get back. So what is going on here is basically, it's still Lennon's part. On the E string, I just slide from the 7th fret to the 9. Okay? And then on the A string, I slide from the 7. I don't slide, I just hit the 7, then I go to the 9. And then 7, 9, and then the D string on the 7th fret. And when I hit this, I hit it together with an open A to give it more power. Okay? Alright, like that. And once I hit that, I just add these 3 notes. So these 3 notes are the G string on the 9th fret, and then the B string on the 8th fret, and then the high E string on the 9th fret as well. Okay, so okay, that's basically it. We're still on the A. Then we go back to the D. We start the lick the same time, same thing, but without that open A. I just hit that. I don't hit the A. It's just this chord. Just play it whatever is comfortable for you. I bar these 3 notes on a D. So it's the 7th fret on D string, 7th fret the G string, 7th fret the B string. And then I add the 7 to it on the high E on the 8th fret. Okay, so first lick is this, and then the second time, okay, same rhythm, ta da 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 da, and then go back. But just that, without this. Okay, so that's the first chorus basically. And then I do the G. Just open these 3 strings. G, D. I bar again here and I add the F. I showed you this chord in the intro. So the D, okay, so you go into the, from here you just open and close, G, D, and then again. And the second time, I don't just hit these 2, the A and the octave A, I just let the G ring too, just for more. Do the same thing. And the D is exactly the same. And you end on this. Okay, that's how the first chorus ends.
Jojo. Go home. Get back.
It's a Lennon solo thing, so this is where I play with the finger. So I start plucking basically on an A chord, which is these 3 notes, the D string on the 11th fret, the G string on the 9th fret, and the B string on the 10th fret. So, and I pluck the open A and the G string. So you pluck them together and then you hammer on. Okay? And then you jump here, which I showed you basically does it in the verse. Okay, so and then from here you do it is the lick that, so from here you're on the A string on the 7, you slide to the 9th fret. On the D string you hit it on the 7th fret. You go back to the A string on the 9. You bar again these 3 notes, but mostly these 2 you concentrate on the D and the G string. So and then the pinky does here on the D string on the 10th fret. You let it go. Okay? You basically on a D chord. Then you slide back exactly the way you are. Just these 2 notes. The G and the D on the 5th fret. So and then I do the open A. So you can do boom, boom. You can do either or open because it's a G chord. I think I'm doing there the open. So the first lick is and then the second time is you can also do it with a chord as well, but the rhythm is kind of changing a bit on this one. The first time is, and the second time same thing exactly, then same thing, and then he does another lick. So it's basically B string, you bend on the 7th fret, you bend. He's doing like a jam on an A minor 7 chord, so basically it's the G string on the 5th fret, the D string on the 7th fret, so you go back to the G on the 5th fret, and then you're already here, so you just bar a A minor chord, you know, so ba, 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 ba. And you just pluck on these notes and you finish hammer on the G string on the 7th fret. So the second time it's again okay. Then we go into the Lennon-McCartney harmony. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get once you finish that lick, sorry, get back. You go back to the Chuck Berry thing, but it's a bit different than the verse. So it's more, because there's a keyboard that's doing this like. So what I do is I start with the Chuck Berry, just one time, and then I switch to like a A minor 7. But just these three notes, the A, the D, and the G on the 5th fret. So. And then I alternate with the pinky on the 9th fret with the A string. So, but I do an open A before that. Just to keep the rhythm. Okay, just twice. Get back, and then regular Chuck Berry. Okay, and then here. Get back to where you once belong. Here regular Chuck Berry. Ba-bo, ba-bo. And then GD with an open G. Okay, these 3 notes, like I said. And a D with a F sharp. So, and again, twice. Back, get back to where you once. And then C, D, bar chords. Then you enter to that. Here what I'm doing basically, so like I said, you do twice the Chuck Berry with this, and when you end here, get back to where you once belong. Okay, and you hit just 1 strike each, and once you hit the D, you hit the G string on the 11th fret here. It's part of the chord. And then you slide. And you can let that D ring. It doesn't matter because it's good. It's a D chord. Here it's basically these 2 notes. The A and the G string. One is on the 10th fret and one is on the 9th fret. With the D, you can ring there. And you keep going down. So from here, I slide on the A string. I slide from the 7th to the 9th and end on the G string on the 7th fret. Okay? Same position exactly, just go down. 1. Also I slide. Okay? And from here, you do, it's basically these notes. And the way I play it here in the video is you bar these 2 notes on the 2nd fret, the D and the G. You go up, so you hammer on. Same strings, just on the 4th fret, so these notes, and then 1st fret on the B string with an open G. So, and this is where I use the fingers, these 2 fingers on the, but I guess you can pluck it with the pick. I think it sounds prettier with the fingers. And you finish on where you started, these 2 notes. So just different fingering. So it's almost like a A minor chord. Alright? And I forgot to mention, I used the middle finger here, I noticed. So I pluck with the pick and then I use the finger. Same thing exactly. Pick, finger. And then here I don't do with the pick. I use the pick and the finger for each string. And then I incorporate the ring finger with the middle finger for this part. And I finish with these two fingers where I started, the G and the G on the second fret. So, and then open A, which leads us to the keyboard solo, which I transposed to the guitar.
Joe.
With this one, I suggest to do it really, really slow. Like I practiced on it on a very, very slow BPM and slowly picked it up. So what leads you there is that open A. So you go back to A like the way we started the song, you know, remember? Just different rhythm. And you open the A, then you do the... So basically the high E on the 5th fret. The rhythm is like this. At least that's the way I do it. I alternate here with the pinky, as you noticed. The B string on the 7th fret. Basically these two are playing. But with a chord. Okay? And here hammer on. Okay, and that's the first part. And then it goes like this. Okay, that's the first part. And then here, the pinky does a lot of work, so basically you slide the pinky. So on the high E from the 8th fret, 7, 5th, and you end on the B string on the 7th fret. So just start it slow. And I pluck one time, by the way, with the... I don't do... You won't have time for that. You only pluck on the B string, okay? On the 7th fret, it's important. So again, what do we have so far? And then basically chromatic, and you also, I only pluck one time on the B string, 5th fret, and you hammer on with these two fingers, 6 to 7 fret. So what we have so far, and from here, after that, open D, okay? it'll give you that continuous sound. So and here you go to this position here, these three, these are the notes. You have the high E, okay, on the 8th fret, and then you have the middle finger here on the B string on the 10th fret, and the ring finger on the 11th fret on the G string. D7. So, and what I do is I pluck the open D, I go from down up, and then I pull off. I pull off this finger. So that's what I do. So it's in very slow motion. So you finish plucking on the G string here, and then the pull off. So just do it really slow until you get it quick. And then from here you finish. I do the positioning of the chord is a pinky here on the D string, okay, on the 10th fret, and these two, you bar it, these two notes on the 7th fret, the G and the B, and I do like, and here I use the fingers. So you can just play these two notes, but it's okay if this one rings as well. So, but the melody is so. Then I add the high E here on the 8th fret, okay? Which is basically, again, it's the D7 chord, okay? So you finish here, and then you go back to A. So the A here, the way I play it is, it's an A7, so. Open A, D string on the 7th fret, which is an octave A, and then G string on the 9th fret, B string on the 8th fret. So that's the chord. And I pluck with the finger. I pluck on the B string. It'll touch the G string as well, so you'll hear it, so you don't have to worry about that. So you pluck, then you hit with the pick on the open A, okay? Not together, like this. And you finish with the pinky on the same position. You just staccato, just a quick one. Okay? And as soon as you finish here with the pinky, you do that, you go back to John. So John does da, 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 but you can't do this because you're already doing a lick. So basically you're doing half of it. So that's all you left here. Okay? With that lick that I showed you already. The only difference is you don't do this because you won't be able to do it at the same time. So that's it, okay? So I showed you this already. the A string on the 7th, you slide to the 9, and then you hit the A, open A. Actually, you don't hit the open A, just octave A here, the D string on the 7th fret, and then those 3. All right, and then the second round of the solo. Second round is a tiny bit different, so. So what we have here is the second time you finish here. So here I just do, you hammer on with the B string. And it's important to mention that I use the finger here. So the B string and the open A together. Go back to the pick. Then again. And then basically that's the. Here's a. The first time is quick. The second time is. So. You finish on the high E. Okay. So again, slowly, you hammer on. You alternate here with the pinky. And each time you do these stairs, the chromatic, remember to pluck only one time, not to, okay, it's just, and then here's the same like the first part. This repeats. And then exactly the same, the open D. You do that lick, the John Lennon lick, you go back to it, but you don't do this. You do the open G again in D. All right? So slowly again, the solo. Okay, I alternate with the fingers, right? Okay. Then you go back to another verse.
Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around, they said she's got it coming, but she gets it while she can. Oh, get back, get back, get back to where you once belong. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belong. Get back, Loretta.
So for the Sweet Loretta Martin, it's exactly the same as the first verse, okay? So you do the Chuck Berry, right? And then you do the Lennon lick, exactly like I showed you. All the girls around said she's got it coming. And the only difference is, you go back here. You don't do, you go, okay? Which I showed you already, that lick. That's the only difference in this verse, okay? You go back here, you finish the verse here. But she gets it while she can. Get back, go into a chorus, which I showed you. It's exactly the same. Okay. With the G. On this one you finished. Okay, on this Get Back Loretta. Get back Loretta. And then a solo. Go home. Okay, so on this last solo, it starts the same. There's just a little bit different. I do it. And it's you start it the same like I showed you. Here you can do or he does it sometimes, so and this is the only difference. He does that lick again, so okay, so basically you slide. And he does it, he pluck all of them together. It doesn't, he does. Okay, and here is, you go to an open D. This is the part, okay? So what I'm doing here is an open D, and just alternating between the B string and the G string. The B string is here on the 13th fret, and the G string on the 14th fret. So you slide, then you hit the D. You can alternate with the pick or with the finger and pick. Okay? You go back to A. I showed you this A already. And then basically I use the pinky here on the 12th fret. I bend a bit. Okay? So these are the notes. Okay, so but I do it on an A just so I have more sound. So okay, I alternate with the pinky. Okay. Okay. I'll get back. And here, basically, we go into the last chorus.
I'll get back, yeah, get back. Get back to where you once belong. I'll get back, get back. Back to where you once belong.
The only difference here is the transfer, the G and D. So you start the chorus exactly the same. Okay, not da. That's the only difference. Okay, it's before the beat. Exactly the same. You end it here just almost similar to the way you do it just before the keyboard solo. Get back to where you once belong. D, bar chord D, okay? So again, like it starts the same like before the keyboard solo, remember? With the middle finger here on the G string. These two again, and you finish, you pluck with the pick and the two fingers. Open D here in the middle, and the A string on the 9th fret, and the G on the 7th fret. So okay. Okay. Okay, and then ooh, Chuck Berry. Woo! Get back, Loretta. You know this part? Wearing a high heel shoes and a low neck sweater. I'll get back, get back. Just the same. And then you finish the song, basically. And I think this is all the sections. And yeah, I hope it was helpful and enjoyable for you guys. And until the next time, take care. Bye.